The highest converting email that we've got in our entire arsenal costs almost nothing to make. It's not a design email, it's actually the opposite. They're called plain text emails, and by the end of this video, you're going to see 5 different ways that you can utilize these effectively. So let's get into it. So what is a plain text email? It's literally exactly what it says on the tin. It's plain text, there's no images, there's no banners, there's sometimes no links, and these emails work because you use them sparingly. These emails cut through an entire inbox of designed emails because they don't look like a promo, they stand out and they cut through the noise. So the gap that I see with brands still today is that either they never send these plain text emails, or they still send them, but they're just kind of like rehashed versions of design-based emails, just with those design elements stripped away. And that's why it flops. So that's not plain text, that's just rehashing a usual design-based campaign and putting it into plain text format. That's not what I'm talking about here. So who's this video for then? Well, it's for any founder, any email operator who's looking to get better results on their email. Maybe you feel like results are okay, maybe you feel like they can be improved, or maybe your designs have just plateaued. This is going to give you a new strategy that you can implement into your email strategy today so that you can keep things fresh in your email and keep the results compounding as well. All right, so there's 5 different types I'm going to share in this video, and the first one we'll get into now. So this is the founder welcome. Now this goes at the end of your email welcome flow. So typically in a welcome flow, you'll get 4 or 5 emails, something like that, introducing a customer to a brand, but for whatever reason, they get to the end of that welcome flow and they've not placed an order. That will be a large percentage of the people who go through your welcome flow. So the purpose of this email is to have a bit of a pattern interrupt, have a bit of a change in tone mainly, and it's meant to be an email that is written from the founder and it sounds like it's actually from the founder as well. So again, you're not just telling people that they've got 24 hours left to renew their discount, you're introducing yourself as the founder or as some kind of marketing person or like a brand avatar of your brand, some kind of name that you can put to the brand so that people remember it in the future. So these are usually written the way that if it's coming from a founder, it works the best like this. If you're writing it like it's a LinkedIn post, for example, or you're writing an email to a friend, for example, these are not marketing emails with the design taken off. They're like actual person-to-person emails. So the whole point of this is that it humanizes the brand right at the beginning of that introduction to your brand when they're deciding whether or not they want to place an order with you. Typically when people sign up to email lists, if you sign up to competitors, most of them will be a generic discount, maybe a story email, maybe a product focus email, maybe a reminder about the discount. That's a relatively good welcome sequence, but still a lot of companies don't use this either because the founder maybe doesn't want to be the face of the brand, or maybe just because they don't think plain text emails work. But more often than not, this email, when you combine it with a bit of urgency as well that the discount is ending, these emails do convert very well. So I've got some examples now that I can run through. So here's an example of a welcome email that we did for a blood testing company. So hello, first name, it's founder here, one of the co-founders of company. Just contacting you as you've shown interest in taking control of your health but haven't made your first purchase yet. I understand that taking the first step towards better health can be a big decision, which is why I want to make it easier for you. As a token of our appreciation for considering us on your health journey, I'm reinstating our 15% welcome offer exclusively for you. So in this case, we made it so that the welcome email, the previous welcome email was like a last chance. So I think maybe 12 hours until your discount expires, something like that. And then the next day or 2 days later, we reinstated it in the form of this plain text email and it did very well. So going a little bit deeper then, whether you're looking for a comprehensive health overview or specific insights, our best-selling health screens are designed to empower you with knowledge about your body and its needs. And then we featured a few of the best sellers. I think that we actually split tested this with these 3 versus just the top one here. And I think the email that just had the one option actually converted a lot better. But yeah, this is an example of what you can put into that welcome flow so that by the end of it, people have already received 4 or 5 maybe different design-based emails to introduce them to the brand, and then you've got a pattern interrupt with a plain text email that basically says the same thing but says it person to person instead of company to person, and that resonates with some people differently. And these plain text emails are always the second best performing email in that entire flow. It's always the first email that's the best for the welcome flow, everybody knows that, but this plain text one that's the last chance always does really well. So I recommend creating your own variation of this. All right, the second email is the last chance plain text email. So these are really good when you've got things like Valentine's Day, for example. Let's say that your last chance for guaranteed delivery before the big day, before the 14th of February is the 10th of February, something like that. This is a great angle to use plain text to remind people that if you want to get your gift before Valentine's Day to guarantee that you've got something in place, then this is the cutoff date. This is the last time that we can do it. So this is, again, a great way so that rather than always telling people, you know, the discount ends in 5 minutes or whatever, in 5 hours, it ends tomorrow. You can instead shift it up and you can have a plain text last chance for guaranteed delivery. It's a great angle to use. We've used it across so many clients. Highly recommend. So here's an example from one of the chocolate brands that we've worked with. So hey there, or hey first name, just quick heads up, tomorrow, February the 12th is the last day to order if you want your Valentine's chocolate to arrive on time. Don't let shipping delays ruin a special moment. Make sure your gift is there when it matters the most. Plus, you can still get 15% off our Zero Sugar Valentine's collection with the code LOVE15 at checkout. Order now to make it in time, shop Valentine's Day chocolate. So yeah, and then a PS at the end, which was quite creative. Don't wait after tomorrow, we can't guarantee delivery for Valentine's Day. So yeah, as you can see, it's a bit of a different angle. It's a bit of a change to the usual cadence of your discount is expiring in 12 hours, something like that. So yeah, make sure you use this one. It is really good. It also works for Christmas. It works for, I think we've done Easter, Father's Day, Mother's Day. Those are really great opportunities for it as well. Yeah, give it a try. Okay, the next email is a deliverability fixer. So plain text emails, they historically have, or by their nature, they have less links in them, they have less images in them, and so they load faster, they take less time to be delivered into inboxes. Because if you think about it, you've got a nice designed email that's got 5 different sections with a load of different images and a load of different product links. Those emails take longer to deliver, they take longer to transfer across the internet, they're larger in size, and so the chances of them actually going into the junk or spam folder or even promotions goes up drastically. So if you've got poor deliverability, then using these plain text emails are actually really good because they are less likely to go into the spam folder. It doesn't mean they're not going to be a cure-all if you've got bad deliverability problems, but they are a good one to use if you are sending massive emails all the time. This is a nice way to switch that up, and inboxes will make it more likely that you'll go in. It's not a fix, like I say, but it's more likely. So the best example that I've seen with this in practice was from a brand called Hunter & Gather. I'm sure you've heard of them, they're quite big in the supplement space. So I signed up to their email list a few years back, and the first email that I got from them wasn't a nice fancy designed email with a 10% off. That was actually the second email. The first email that I received was one that looked something like this, where it was a plain text email from the founder welcoming me and introducing me to the brand. And it told me that a nice fancy designed email with a nice offer was on the way next. So it was the next email to come. So what they were asking for in that email was for me to add their email to their contacts, which means that you're essentially whitelisting their emails. I don't know how effective that is in practice, but again, if you've got bad deliverability, or if you just want to look something that's a little bit different, I guess, something that's again a pattern interrupt, this is a good one to use because people are more likely to see it. It's a pattern interrupt. It's less likely to go into the spam folder. So yeah, if you've got poor deliverability, give this one a try and see how it goes. The fourth type of email that is probably the highest converting out of all plain text emails that we send is the special VIP treatment. So this email goes to your best customers, your highest spending customers. If you were to break up actually the amount of customers that you've got by all of the revenue, by all your email lists that they've spent, you'll find most likely that the top 20% have spent more than 80% of your revenue from email. It's the Pareto principle in action. So it's quite a mind-blowing statistic, and yet most brands do not treat those people any differently. They just add them into the same list and they get the same treatment as everybody else. So this is a great way to make a special fuss over those customers, to treat them differently and to buy more loyalty from them. A great example of this, really simple one, is giving early access to sales or early access to new product launches. So whenever you've got something that's a big event for the whole company, you've got your Black Friday sale, just simply give these people 2 or 3 day early access to it because they're the most special people. They deserve to get special treatment from your brand. It's as simple as that. Same with new product launches. Like, hey, we've got this new product that's coming out. We've only got 1,000 units. Want to make sure you get it first. Here you go. Here's the link to the page. Don't tell anybody about it. Here's the passcode to get into the page, whatever it may be. People love this. They love the fact that they have bought from you, they're a loyal customer, and then you're recognizing it. They really love it, so make sure you do it. Okay, so here's an example of this VIP discounts live in action. Some special treatment going towards actual VIP email subscribers. So hey first name, you probably don't know this, but you're kind of a big deal to us. You've been a regular customer at a company for some time and your loyalty hasn't gone unnoticed. In fact, you're so loyal that we consider you one of our VIP customers. Only 2,000 people in the world have this status. So the benefit that this brand had at this point is that they hadn't told these people that they were VIPs. So if you've not got a VIP introduction email flow, I highly recommend that you copy this structure that I've got here. It worked very well. We sent this as a campaign, but take this structure that we've got and then make it your own. But yeah, basically we were trying to convey the exclusivity of what it is, like how much they mean to us essentially. So you can see on the second line there, only 2,000 people in the world have this status. So we really tried to make it a massive deal that they were spending so much with us. And then if you cut down to the bottom, you can see there, we're already running a 15% off site-wide sale during November, but we're running an extra 10% off for our BFCM sale starting tomorrow, and we're gonna give you early access. So there you go. That was an example of how we showed the customer how much they meant to us. Then we gave them a code or some kind of benefit to show that, to demonstrate that to them, and they got early access as well. So there you go. There's 3 different ways that we helped that, well, how we conveyed to that customer what they meant to us. Before I move on to the next one, just think for a second how this would look if you got this as a plain text email from a company that you really like, it's a brand you really like, you spend a lot of money with, and the founder themselves sends you a direct message that you can't see, that nobody else can see, it's just you because you've spent so much with them. You're a VIP customer of their brand. That's going to make you feel different than if you just receive a general design-based email that says, this is for our VIPs and whatever. It feels very impersonal when it's done at a design-based level, but when you do it on a plain text level like this is what gets that special VIP treatment feeling to it, and it is what makes people buy into your brand more and build more of an affinity with your brand. One last tip when it comes to this type of email. So a great way that we've also used it is to actually ask people for feedback. So I gave the example of a new product launch earlier. Once you've had that new product launch and it's been a few weeks or whatever, you can ask these people for their direct feedback, then get them to reply to the email. This is great for your deliverability, but also it's great for your own kind of customer research purposes. And it's really simple. You just send out a plain text email to your most valued customers and you ask them what they liked and disliked about a new product, and you get a ton of free market feedback on your product, direct one-to-one, that's not in the public eye, that you can then use and take that and refine your product, or you can use it as UGC, you can use it for your marketing angles. It really is a really underrated feature of using these plain text emails, so I highly, highly recommend this one. Okay, the final email is a really simple one, and that is that a sale is ending. So whenever you've got a sale, we do this every single month, and without doubt, without fail, that plain text email, maybe 99% of the time actually, or 90% of the time, I'd say 60% of the time it works every time. These plain text emails with a sale ending, they convert the best out of all of the sale emails that we send. Again, it's a pattern interrupt. It looks different to a general design-based email. It also comes with urgency attached because we usually send it as the last message. So if there's one thing I'm going to remind you of in this video, it's that all of these plain text emails, the reason why they're so powerful is because you use them sparingly. You don't use them constantly. I've seen brands that only do plain text emails and they've got no brand associated with it. It doesn't look good in the emails. But when you sprinkle these emails in at strategic moments, like the 5 reasons that I've shared with you in this video, they're gonna convert very, very well. All right then, so that's the video. Thank you very much for watching. Just to reiterate, these plain text emails, don't make them the backbone of your email marketing strategy. They work on contrast, meaning that you sprinkle them in and that is when they're actually gonna convert. If you start using them all the time, then they're just gonna dwindle, they're not gonna perform. And again, you wanna make sure that you're using them in strategic moments. Don't just use them constantly or as like a lazy quick option. The reason that they work is because they are so strategic. The moment that you start sending every email as a plain text email, then the magic's gone. It's just not going to work. The deeper point here that I should stress is that these emails only work if you've actually earned the right to land in somebody's inbox. And I'm not necessarily talking about deliverability here. I'm talking about building trust with a customer. Prior to us sending all of these plain text emails that are very strategically positioned, we've already built a relationship with that customer. We've already nurtured them. We've already educated them so that by the time a plain text email lands, they already trust us enough to actually take the action that we want them to take. And the thing that works here is not the format of the email. So it's not the fact that you've got an email that looks like plain text versus an email that looks like design. No, that's not actually the case. The format is actually the least important thing here. It's the strategy behind it. It's when you use these plain text emails that make them so effective. It's the same way with SMS. If you're sending SMSs about blog posts, people are going to unsubscribe. Nobody's going to convert from that. But if you're sending the final hours to benefit from the Black Friday sale, or we've got a new product launch, or anything that's urgency based, for example, that's what makes SMS work. And plain text emails are in a similar vein to that, where the strategy that you use them for is the most important part. It's not the format. So the takeaway here isn't just send more plain text emails, it's that most brands are sitting on a tool that they've never used before, or that they use very sparingly, or they just use incorrectly, and it converts better than most of the campaigns that they're spending so much time sweating over when it comes to making a fancy design. So I recommend that you pick one of the 5 that I've shared in this video, give it a try, and then let me know how it goes. I break this kind of thing down in a lot more depth in my email list operators handbook. The link is below. I'll see you there.